Hi, Tim Sales here. In this video, I'm talking about what prevents somebody from becoming a rep. In this specific video, I'm talking about prospects may view that network marketing lacks security. So in taking up this conversation, I'm going to start off with a security concept, what we call points of failure. And so if you can just imagine that this is your home, and what you want is multiple points of failure, all right? And so when you run security, in other words, you're trying to protect somebody else, you also want points of failure. And so either way you wanted to look at it, from the person sitting inside here or a person who is on guard out here and out here, the concept is the same. It's points of failure. So you've got a perimeter around here, and that's going to be what we call alarm number 1. And then they get inside that perimeter, and maybe there's a fence line here, and then that's going to be alarm number 2. And that gives the person on the inside enough notice to get prepared for it. And then the alarm inside of the house. So if you can just kind of take that idea of points of failure, and I want to talk to you a little bit about network marketing and its security. And so when we're looking at income security, we're also going to look at points of failure. So I have a job, 1 point of failure, right? Why? Because if I get sick, if I get injured, I get fired, no income. That's the least amount of security you can have. Number 2, someone else controlling my income is always minimum security range, right? So if I'm not controlling my income, then it just falls into the minimum security range. Someone contributing to my income is a high security in income, okay? All right, I have a business with 2 customers. That's 3 points of failure. My ability to generate another customer and the 2 customers that I have. I have 20 customers, that's 21 points of failure. I have 1,000 reps, in other words, representatives, with 20 customers each, that's 21,000 points of failure. And you could probably add 1 more because of my ability to get reps and customers. Okay? So that is a high security level. Now I've showed this before, and it has to do with the formation or the structure of the Navy SEAL team. And what it is decentralized command. You have a platoon leader, his squad leaders, his fire team. And if you'll notice, each one of these is a function of 4. And so the platoon has 4 squad leaders, and the squad leaders have 4 fire team leaders, and then there's 4 shooters under each fire team leader. Okay, and so that is decentralizing command, and that is the utmost in security. Okay, that is the very best structure. And the reason that we do it in the special operations has to do with that no one person is sitting up here having to receive communications from everybody. Can you imagine all of these fire team or these shooters going into a building and radioing back to this platoon leader in all of these, right? It would overwhelm this person. And so what you want to do is just radio back to the fire team leader. And then the fire team leader sends that to the squad leader. And so the platoon leader is only listening to 4 people. So in the same kind of a way, in terms of security in your income, is that if my business, if this team right here is paying me $400, and this one is $400, and this one is $400, and this one is $400, that is the very best scenario you could ever find, right? And the reason being is because it's not dependent on one person, okay? It's dependent on multiple people. And even better if this is diversified into multiple countries. And so now you've got that security of currency. So if something happens in a particular state or a country, then you're going to be safe because you've got it diversified into other countries. And the other thing that gives you security is, and this is a conversation that my wife and I was having, it's just incredible. Okay. So she like Okay, so I've been in network marketing for a long time, all right? And 32 years, a 6 to 7 figure income. And my wife was, I walked into her office and she was like, babe, she goes, I just cannot believe how incredible network marketing is. And I kind of smile and I go, tell me. And she goes, well, I was running ads on Facebook and they shut down my ad account. And this wasn't having to do with network marketing. And she goes, just like that, it goes away, right? Your lead. I know so many people whose entire business is dependent upon Facebook ads. That's a single point of failure because that's the lead source that starts the whole customer acquisition, right? And so in lead generation, we have multiple ways. In other words, Facebook is one, YouTube would be another, Google would be another. In other words, there's multiple ways to go about generating leads. And let's say the internet went down. Well, we would shift like that, right? We would send out postcards. We'd send out direct mail. We would do whatever we had to do, right? That is the main thing. So you've got multiple ways to generate leads, multiple ways to contact them, multiple types of presentations. In other words, you could do an event. You could go to a expo, like a wedding or something like, like one of those wedding events. And you could present there. You could present by video. You could present by podcast. You could present any way you want, right? So multiple products and brands, if your company has those, multiple customers, multiple reps, multiple countries. And so it's the ultimate in decentralized command on all levels. But what can go wrong? Okay, so I'm going to be very, upfront on this is that a network marketing company could go out of business, as with all employment opportunities. Okay, so it's kind of a net there. Leader leaves, as with all companies. The more leaders you have, the more secure. And by the way I define a leader is someone who's doing the pipeline, all right, and being effective. My advice to you, based on all of this, is build your wealth before you build your lifestyle. I see a lot of people out there with really nice cars, right? And that's good. That's fun. That's I think everybody has to go through that cycle. But I really recommend that you build your wealth and then increase your lifestyle, as opposed to increase your lifestyle. You buy a Ferrari on debt and something happens, you lose a leader, company goes out or whatever it is, then you're trapped in that. And right now, this is a very appropriate conversation. And the reason I say that is because if you just look across the economy of the United States and the world, this is specifically the United States, but bankruptcy is up 20%. Restaurants by 2, retailers by 2, entertainment by 4, real estate by 2, oil and gas by 3, and computer and software is up by 2, 30% increase over any 4 years previous. Uncertainty, lacking certainty, is out of control. All right, so now this one's a funny one. And for those of you who follow me, you know that I trade stocks quite a bit. And so stunning 400 billion inflow in stocks in the last 16 weeks. And I say, when you look at all of these, right, and it's all of a sudden a spike, I say, are they getting out of cash? Is something happening to the currency? That's a reason for concern. And then this is the real unemployment. And what I mean by that is there's different ways to show that, and U3 is kind of the standard way. But when you really look at it, we went back to the 1980s in terms of the unemployment rate, the real unemployment rate. Inflation, many are talking about hyperinflation. In other words, real estate went up, the building materials went up by 80% plus. And so it's going to cost 80% more to build the framing in a house. So that's going to have an effect on new houses. Inflation seems how the feds are trying to get out of the COVID mess. All right. And so, and if If increasing the price of products, then that's going to cause the collapse of the market. Okay? So what I'm trying to say here is uncertainty is out of control, but I've never seen growth faster in network marketing than right now, right? And in my 32 years. So, and the last thing I want to talk about here is that security is inside of you. Even with my confidence in network marketing, if I lost a whole bunch of leaders, I know how to get them. I know how to get others. If I lost my company, I would know how to do it again. In other words, I could land in any city in the world and start working without any hesitations. Okay? And that is a very comforting feeling. That is security because I have an ability, right? The better you know the pipeline, the more control and security you will feel. And if you don't know the pipeline, any of my other videos probably have it in it. Okay? The more you do the pipeline, the more certainty you have. Okay, so there is knowing the pipeline, there is doing the pipeline, because this doing the pipeline increases your ability. And so basically it's generate a lead, set an appointment, or contact them, set an appointment, do a presentation, follow up with them, get a customer, serve them, and you earn money. Okay, so that's just simply the pipeline, and it's what every business in the world does. It's what every college has to do, every politician, every church to get congregation, everything has to go on that. The closer you are to paying customers, the more financial security you'll have. And I know I've talked about this a lot. And what it has to do with is that everybody knows that a CEO of a company is very important. But I would argue not as important as the person who is acquiring the customer, in other words, the salesperson. And the reason is because that CEO can't make a penny unless that salesperson is acquiring a customer, because when that person pulls out their wallet and hands the credit card or the cash to the salesperson, that is where the company gets money, and that's the only place that a company gets money. Okay? That is a very important concept to understand about security and whether or not you have security in your position. Is whether or not, in other words, the closer you are, that's what you want. The closer you are to the customer. So I think acquiring the customer is the very best. The more customers that you have, the more financial security that you have. All right, so let me know if you like this video by clicking the like button. And then also give a comment. Tell me what you think about the security. Do you have the feeling of security in network marketing, and why? All right, thank you so much for watching.